What is up, you guys? How's everybody doing out there? How is your day going? I hope it's going super duper wonderful. I'm Ashley over here with AHM Artistry, and in today's video, I'm gonna be trying out the brand new Alter Ego Daydream palette. I just got it in the mail, and I cannot wait to slather it on my eyes, where I already did. I already slathered it on my eyes, but I did it with one side being the Daydream palette and the other side being the Huda Beauty New Nude palette because it seems to have taken some inspiration from it. I don't know. I was a little pinky, little maroon, nude type of vibe situation going, and right now, before we begin, I want you to comment down below with which side you think is the high-end side and which side you think is the affordable side. It's always super interesting to see from you guys firsthand, first impressions, which side you think is which. So let me know. Let me know. All right, so we're gonna jump into this. Like I said, we're gonna be doing a side-by-side comparison because for this Alter Ego palette, I actually had the high-end palette to compare it to. And you guys, this is a holy grail palette right here. She's tried and true. I love her. I've loved her since the day I got her, and I love it. It's a go-to anytime I travel and everything, so it'll be very interesting to see if this $18 palette can beat out this $65 palette, because woo, honey, that is a big price difference, and all of us have been waiting for the new Nude palette to be duped, so here we are. So we're gonna get started, but if you are new here, well, this is a good moment really quickly to consider going down and hitting that red subscribe button. That way you get notified when I post new videos, which is at least 3 times a week, all beauty related. But anyways, back to this video. We're gonna be doing some side-by-side comparison swatches, side-by-side little performance testing, and we're gonna see how it all goes and everything like that. So if you wanna see all that, if that all sounds good and dandy to you, then quite frankly, all you really need to do now is sit back, hang tight, and keep on watching. All right, so we are diving right into this palette little try-on slash comparison right away. So I got this box and I just looked at the palette. I haven't actually opened up from its packaging or anything, so I haven't looked inside yet. Because I wanted to kind of do like a little initial thoughts, because sometimes I forget my initial thoughts when I pre-open stuff. But initially, I'll tell you, when I saw this outer carton, I was like, wow. The pictures that I saw of these and like the sneak peek on Instagram and stuff don't even do it justice. I don't know if you could tell. I mean, it's called Daydream and it looks so dreamy. I really hope that it's showing on camera how beautiful it is. It just has this fogginess to it, this cloudy aspect to it that just looks so nice, so luxurious, so beautiful. And let's open her up because I just can't take it anymore, quite frankly. Oh yeah, beautiful. Okay, so the actual carton looks just like the outer sleeve does and feels just the same. So silky soft. It's not like a matte touch. It's something totally different. And you can see like the Daydream. Can you tell what I mean? Like it's just super dreamy, but it's what's on the inside that counts. So let's take a look at the inside here. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I see the resemblance. So let me show you guys this right up close. Okay, dim my lights, you can really see. Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. Names are printed right underneath the shadows, which you know that I love. Looking really pretty. You have your pressed glitters in there. You have your pressed metallic shimmers. You have that same shimmery shade, and then your mattes. And then it looks like they included that concealed shade as well. Now, I'm not necessarily a fan of that like pressed concealer, that creamy concealer of the Huda Beauty New Nude, but we'll see. I'm not going to use it today for this comparison because I don't think that's fair. I don't like it in the New Nude already. It might be really good in the Daydream, but I don't want to compare. I want to use a primer that I already know and love, and then I'll just try it on the side and let you guys know if maybe it's better. That would be amazing if their concealed shade is better. So I'll show you the Huda Beauty New Nude. It is organized totally differently. So you will see here is the Huda Beauty New Nude palette, and then here is the Daydream over here. So the Daydream is actually more organized, I would say, from light to dark. Yeah, I'll definitely say that. Let me see if there's any other differences. I feel like the pressed like metallic shades that have that weird marbly look in the Daydream palette do look a little different just visually, and the glitters don't look quite as chunky, but we'll see as we use it. We'll try to use at least one of each formula minus the concealed shade, and we'll see how it goes couple of the shades right off the bat look a little bit different. So I'll throw up some swatches right now and we can compare the two side by side to see how similar they truly are or if they kind of stand alone on their own. All right, so here are the swatches. On the top row, I have the Huda Beauty New Nude, and on the bottom is the Daydream. So I obviously see a lot of similarities. However, it feels more inspired by rather than exact dupes for some of the shades. I can see some differences in some shades. And honestly, overall, I feel like the Daydream palette swatched more pigmented, especially if you look at this shade right here. That one definitely swatched more pigmented than the one it would be most closest to in the New Nude palette. And I don't know if my metallics are older. I mean, they are. They're from December as opposed to these brand new ones here in July. But these ones, just metallics, are beautiful, but they're just not swatching as pigmented and just textured and just... the Daydream just has a really nice feel, but again, it could be because my palette is a lot older and it just dried out some more. But those are the swatches for you. I feel like, based off of swatches alone, if you have a deeper skin tone and you are struggling to get the New Nude to show up on you, that the Daydream palette has a lot more pigment, so that may work better for you. And I honestly like how some of these swatched a little bit better, but we'll see. It all depends on how they actually perform and wear on the eye. But again, some shades are a little bit different. This one right here is definitely more vibrant in the Daydream palette. These ones right here are more vibrant and deep, and even some, I mean, yeah. So there you go. Now I do want to mention, because I just find it interesting. There's like a little bit of a controversy over duping palettes and stuff, right? Duping's been going on for years. Like, there's different brands that take, you know, inspiration from each other, and there's seasons and color schemes that all end up being the same. But with this one in particular, I don't have any problem with people duping the New Nude, because there is speculation that Huda Beauty actually duped with their New Nude a super affordable brand. Beauty Creations, about like a year before New Nude came out, have a palette that's almost identical, and they came out with it first, and it was like around the $15 price range. It doesn't, I mean, obviously the formula looks totally different. It probably doesn't have the same pizzazz, but it even have very similar scandalous names. It's just, if you didn't know about that, it's just a little bit interesting, but I think it's kind of funny. It's like, it's almost like Huda was like, oh, you're gonna dupe me? Well, I'm gonna dupe you. And it's like, what can you do? And it's just kind of funny. But so if this $18 palette can give it a run for its money, then holla for your dollar. So let's go ahead and start applying these on my eyes and seeing how they all pan out. All right, zoomed you guys in and did my brows and primed my eyes. I used my Frankie Rose I Promise eye primer. Like I said, that's a tried and true primer, and I love it. I will use the concealed type of shades and let you guys know, you know, if I like it. If there's anything different, I might update you guys on Instagram. So if you're not following me there, try to check that out, or I'll link it down in the comments or whatever, whenever I form an opinion on it. So let me go in with this shade right here called Glow. That is like a base shade. It looked a little different than the Nude Nude one called Bear. It looks a little bit deeper. So we'll see if this works for me as a base shade. I think for deeper skin tones, it'll work beautifully, but we'll see for mine. I'll use the Daydream palette right on this side the whole time, and I will alternate between back and forth going between the palettes, and I'll clean off my brushes in between too. Okay, that's applying totally fine. I do see a tiny, tiny pink undertone to it that the New Nude doesn't quite give. Yeah, here's the New Nude one. It's a little bit whiter, but still has a slight pink undertone to it. The Daydream's just about a shade deeper. Now I'm gonna go in with Sunset in Daydream and use it as my transition shade. Whoa, pigment. Whoa, 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 whoa. I need to go in with a light hand for this transition because it is pigmented. I think the closest one is Teddy in the New Nude palette. Whoa, instantly it's already like more of a dusty palette. This might be the one. I might not have picked like a closest dupe to use in my transition. This might be the one that I had like a hard time finding the perfect match for, because this Teddy shade is almost more of a brown, where the Sunset in the Daydream is more of a red. But you know what? That helps us see the difference too. So maybe good, maybe bad. I almost think Fawn in the Daydream palette is closer to this one. Yeah, those ones are pretty close, but there's no like exact dupe for Sunset. It looks like there's a bit of these two mixed together. So let me do a touch of Raw to see if I can create a similar vibe. Got a little closer. It's a little deeper though. All right, I added a little bit of Dusk, the darker, almost brown shade in the Daydream palette, and that gave a kind of similar vibe. I do see some differences just with the colors of those couple colors that we just played with. I almost feel like this one has a little more depth to it, but I think we got a pretty close match, all things considering. Blended pretty similar, but let's move on to the next shade. I think that Enchanted and Spanked look very similar, so let's go ahead and apply those now. Enchanted is this nice maroon shade right there, and I'm gonna put it right onto the corners. That is applying beautifully. Very nice. And now let's go on to Spanked and Huda. Okay, those two are spot on. Spot on, totally see the similarities in those. Yeah, okay. And now let's take a smaller blending brush, this one right here, and I'm gonna dip into those same shades to kind of blend into the crease and add some dimension in there. Okay, both did well, but I'm feeling like New Nude is just building up a little bit better, and I don't know what it is yet. I don't know, but do you guys see what I mean? This one just looks deeper. I mean, another little layer helped, but no, I mean, you can see when I lift up my brows that this just has a little more, I don't know, this one blends into itself better, but this one kind of keeps that dimension a little bit. It's hard to explain. Let's go in now and deepen it up even more with Sugar Plum from Daydream. Same brush. Just really want to see how these build up. Okay, so that's really pretty. Let's see how it does with the shade Love Bite in New Nude. Which is this guy right here. Oh, this is very interesting. I didn't think, wow. I don't know if you guys see it, but I totally see it. I didn't think it was gonna be this different applying. I don't know. I haven't done that many comparison videos. I have done some, and I haven't seen this much of a difference. This one is like they're all kind of blending together. It's still a beautiful shade. It still has a blend. It looks beautiful. But this one, when I'm layering the deeper colors, it just creates that dimension. I personally prefer that dimension. I mean, that's the whole reason why I go from transition to like a medium to a deep shade, because I want to get that depth in it. I feel like this eye has a little more interest, a little more depth. This one has now just become all one color, and I'm using the exact same tool. I'm just cleaning it off in between switching sides. That's very interesting. Okay, this is why these side-by-side things really help. I need to blend up a little bit more on this side now, because this side almost has taken the deeper colors and blended all the way up. Like, I guess it just disperses more, where the New Nude kind of wants to stick to where you place it and then just blend in those areas. So let me take a little bit of Love Bite on this side and deepen up the outer edge. Make it really cohesive. And then a Sugar Plum on this side. Okay, those both did good. And you might think like that I'm nitpicking, and you know, it's an $18 palette versus a $65 palette. So of course you have to take that in consideration, but I mean, this is literally what I'm doing. I'm supposed to be nitpicking. I'm supposed to be seeing what the differences really are, and then leave it up to you whether those are deal breakers or whether you don't care, whether it still interests you and all that. But before I go in and like fine tune and blend this out a little bit, just take one more look. Those look pretty different to me. They do. This one looks a lot deeper. It does, it does, it does. I feel like that's undeniable. I just loaded up my brush and deepened up that side a little bit, but again, this is like staying in the crease where I want to. It just deepened the whole thing. So Okay, I'm gonna move on. I think we get the hint. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that crease with some concealer, and then we're gonna start playing with these metallics and some glitters to see how those compare. Now in the Daydream palette, I'm gonna go in with Fairy Tale. This is one of my favorite shades in the New Nude. It's just a beautiful, beautiful metallic shade. And I'm gonna build it up right on here. Oh, that is going on so nicely. With a brush too. Really pretty. And I'm gonna bring it to just right there because we're gonna be popping some glitter in there. But that went on very nicely, as I had hoped. Ooh, yeah. Now that I'm cutting the crease too, it's not really mattering about the dimension issues that I was having because, I mean, it gets covered up and then it looks like the dimension, you know, is there. Okay. Again, I don't know if my New Nude palette is kind of getting dried out. It's to be expected. I mean, what does this say? This says 12 months, but still, it is a little bit older, even though I keep it in the outer sleeve and everything. It's not really gliding on the same way as the Daydream palette. I'm having to go in with a lot more dips. I feel like it used to be smoother, but I don't know. I could have just been like so overwhelmed and just like blown away that I didn't know any different because the Daydream is going on like a dream. Oh, yeah, this one's taking a little more effort, but overall, they both look the same. They both get a little tiny bit of fallout, which I get with the Huda Beauty New Nude, so that's not surprising. That Daydream, anytime I'm working with those chunky metallics or glitters, it's just bound to happen. I don't really know why I did my face makeup first, but I just wanted to, okay? So now I'm gonna go in with, I think I'm gonna go in with Starlight. I was gonna go Cosmos, but I think I wanna do Starlight because I want you guys to see how similar they really are with that duochrome in there. And I'm gonna pat it right onto this side in between the two shades. That is going on so easily, so nicely. Look at that. Oh, that is so pretty. Ooh, ooh. How have I not done this before? Because this is gorgeous. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with New Nude. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is definitely getting chunky on me, but that's just from having it for 6 months already. All right, now I'm just gonna take this angle and make sure I didn't lose too much of that deeper shade right over here. Just blend it. It's a little patchy on this side now that I'm trying to like re-add some of the matte shade. Try one more time. Oh no. Oh no, mayday, mayday. The more matte I'm trying to put on, patchier it got. New Nude did totally fine. Oh no. This looks so pretty. Don't fail me now. Just gently pat it on. Okay. That's gonna have to do. Man. Okay. Just sweep away some of this glitter fallout, and we'll do the lower lash line really quick. Hopefully I can salvage that corner, because that is sad. That is sad. Sad day. Okay, I'm gonna go in with Enchanted. That was this shade right here. This one that was like that medium tone that we used. And then the equivalent is Spanked on this side. Yeah, I feel like on the lower lash line, Daydream applied better. I don't know, guys. This is so funny. How interesting. Okay, and then in the inner corners, I'm gonna take this lighter shade in here, which I love doing it with this one. So this one is called Star-Crossed in Daydream, and I'll pop it on the inner corner. It is like the perfect inner corner highlight. Ooh, yes. And the equivalent is Crave in Daydream. Oh, my New Nude one's getting dried out for sure. I had to take more dips in New Nude. Okay, let me see if I can save this little corner. Let's try this little pencil brush. Let's hope. Maybe because it'll pack it on. It doesn't want to stick anymore. Why is this happening? I think I need to lay down some primer, put it back down. I think I need to. Let me put a little bit of concealed there. Whatever. Whatever it'll take at this point. Because that is the only spot now that looks not good. Put a little bit of concealed there. Go back in with Sugar Plum. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, we're back in business, guys. We are back. We're back in business until I started pushing the product, and then it pushed a different spot away. So that's a little frustrating. Not gonna lie. You're trying me, Sugar Plum. You are trying me. Okay, I'm not. The more I like try to perfect it, the more areas are having issues. So I'm just gonna go ahead, do the rest of my eyes, and then I will go over with you my final opinions, final thoughts based on first impressions use, the things I like, the things I don't like about both palettes, because I think honestly, there's some pros and there's some cons in both of them. I think between both palettes, there's some that perform better than others, and it's very interesting. I was really not expecting that at all. Interesting. Okay, be back in a second. All right, guys, back and all done, all put together, and I left this little area that was having some patchiness issues over there. I just left it so you guys could see everything. Obviously, this side is looking a little bit better just in that particular corner, but I will say, like I said, there's some pros, there's some cons, there's some good sides, there's some bad sides to both of them. I feel like the metallics and the glitters performed better for the Daydream palette. It's more smooth, it's more even, and it stayed put. Looking over here at the New Nude palette, look at that glitter transfer up there, up there. And then I just couldn't get as precise of a line. Again, it could very well be that my New Nude palette is dried out, but the glitter, I don't know. It could be that it's dried out. So take that with that what you will. But if you're loving the whole New Nude situation, Daydream situation for the metallics, for the glitters, those performed amazingly well. They definitely give the New Nude a run for its money. So as far as those go, I would reach for the Daydream palette. It's more affordable. It's beautiful, it's pigmented, and it stayed put. Love that. Now, as far as the mattes go, you saw for your guys' selves, they kind of like blend into each other, and you don't get to keep that multi-dimensional look, at least with the shades that I used, as easily as I got with the New Nude side. Once I cut the crease though, it didn't really matter. I can still see the dimension. Like, you can definitely see the dimension now on this side, but when it was like full on, it was hard to tell like the differentiation, I don't know if that's a word, but you know, versus the New Nude side, which I could see the definition with the New Nude side. So kind of decide for your guys' self if that's a deal breaker or not. The only thing I'd really be hesitant on personally is the Daydream using that very dark shade. I've had high-end products do that, and I've had affordable eyeshadows do that, and it's very frustrating when you go to add more and it picks it up and pulls it away to nothing. Like, I don't know why that happens. I don't know why the New Nude side didn't do that. So for me, those two shades, the darker maroon shades, are my favorite in the New Nude palette. So for me, I would prefer to use those. I wouldn't grab the Daydream just in the matte shades, but I would totally grab them for those shimmer shades. And there's a lot of shades obviously that I didn't use, so more experimenting, more playing around and having fun with that. Otherwise, I think it's hard to tell a difference other than that corner, quite honestly. It's very hard to tell a difference. If it wasn't for that one corner, it would be like a complete dupe. But that is just odd. Let me know down in the comments below if you were right on your original guess of which side you thought was high-end, which side you thought was affordable. Because this has been a learning. Look at this. Look at all this glitter transfer, Huda. Look at that. So again, benefits and minuses, pros and cons, flippity floppity. Now, after watching this video, if you do decide that you want to pick up this Daydream palette from Alter Ego, I do have a little discount code down in the description box that you are welcome to use if you would like to save yourself a little bit of percentage. So check that out. And again, it retails for $18 before the discount. I believe they're still exclusive with US, so I'm sorry about that to my babes outside of the US. Hopefully they'll come out internationally soon, because this is my third palette from them that I've tried, and they have a great formula overall, and I love the price point. So check that out. Use my code if you would like and save yourself some coin. Anyways, if you are new here and you just stumbled upon my face for the first time and you haven't subscribed yet, well, now would be a good time to consider going down and hitting that little red subscribe button. That way you get notified when I post new videos, which is at least 3 times a week. And I have so much fun filming for you guys. So much fun. Like, it's fun to get down to the nitty-gritty, to feel products, to try things on, to see what the dealio is, you know? And I would love to have you a part of my little fam bam here. So, but that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I hope that every single one of you out there, every single one of you, boop, have a great, freaking, awesome, wonderful, beautiful, happy, lovely, glittery, glowy day.